One man, one dream, to control the role. Coming to a theater near you, the most convoluted, complicated, and dastardly dice tower you'll ever... Oh, well, that looks rather nice and minimalistic. Yeah, let's learn that instead. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, for a thrilling tutorial.
So let's get on to making our super cool little tiny dice tower. The first thing you're going to want to do, as always, is just save your project. We'll just call it Dice Tower. And we're just going to start out with a box. So we'll just go up to our sketch. We'll start it on the bottom since we're going to extrude up. We'll go to Create Rectangle, Center Rectangle. And we're going to make this 90. Hit tab to go to the next axis by 45. Finish sketch. Next, we're going to extrude up because it's just going to essentially be a box that we're punching holes in. So this can be as tall as you want it to be, but generally these dimensions I found work for as small as it can be. So you just want to extrude up 100. Next, you want to go over to Modify, and just above it, you should see Shell. If not, it should be down here in the drop-down menu. And what that's going to do is that is going to take any solid, completely closed-in object, and it's going to create a hole. And what your inside thickness is going to be is all of the walls around that hole, and then your floor. So we're going to set that to 5 millimeters. Because I found when you 3D print, or at least when I 3D print, that 5 millimeters gives it good sturdy walls. So again, that's going to do everything from the walls to the floor, and then it's going to create no top. Just press OK. All right, now that we have our shell done, we're going to do the really tricky part of this, which is going to be creating the sketch for the ramps on the inside of the dice tower. And if you can't get it the first time, don't worry about it. It's just going to be a lot of trial and error. And then after that, should be fine. I'll tell you everything that I tried and what ended up working out for me, and hopefully you have an easier time of it. So first you want to go to Create Sketch, and we're going to select the wall. And before we do anything, we are going to project the corners and floor. So you want to go to Create, Project, Project. You want to select the floor, and you want to select these walls. Press OK. Make sure you're looking dead on front. You can do that by pressing the front on your cube. Or at the back if you decided to place your sketch on the back, but I did it on the front. You're just going to start placing 2 lines. One line is going to be up here at the top. You want to make sure to hit the corner of your wall and come down. And what I found is for your degrees, so you can just click wherever you want, and because we'll edit the length of this line. So press D for dimension, click on your line and click on the top here. And that's going to give you your degree angle from this top line. You want that to be 30 degrees. Next, you want to create a dimension from this point to this wall. And we'll make that 50. We'll go to offset so that way you don't have to draw another line and just hope that it works out. And we'll offset this by -3, creating a bar. And then you just create a line connecting these 2 points at a right angle, preferably. Now you'll notice when you do the offset, you'll come out with this extra little nubby leg. You can get rid of that if you want, or you can keep it. I don't see it harming anything. I'm just going to get rid of it so it all looks nice. It'll say constraints or dimensions were removed. It didn't do anything. It's perfectly fine. All right, after we do our first ramp, what we're going to want to do is cover up some of this top. Unless you want it to be a completely open top, that's completely okay. This is your project. Make your tower however you want. I didn't want you to be able to see all the way down because, I don't know, that kind of ruins some of the magic of a dice tower to me. So what we want to do is go back to our front, and we're just going to draw a box. So go up to 2-point rectangle, start at your corner, and it should be somewhere around 29 millimeters out, and just 3 millimeters in height, I suppose. Press enter. And what we're going to do after we get everything drawn out is we're just going to push this all against the wall and it'll cover it up. You'll see in a minute. So you may be wondering, well, how can I ensure that a dice will actually go down and not get caught on anything? And I had a really hard time figuring that out too, but sometimes the simplest answer is the one that's the best. Measure your dice. If it's, 20 millimeters, 30 millimeters, whatever it is, you just need to measure it so you know what you're working with. Most of my dice are about 22 millimeters. So what I did was I created a little circle, and let's make it about 22 millimeters. So after you create your test circle, you can see exactly how it's going to fit in between, and you just want a little bit of an air pocket. So this seems a little bit tight. We'll just make that, 33 degrees, and it'll come right back down. It'll be perfect. So our dice will just go right on down. Nothing will hurt it. We can actually probably just make that 31, give it a little bit more tightness to it. Yeah, that's great. Next, we want to make our second slope, and you pretty much will just have to trial and error this to see where it's going to fall and what degrees you want to use, but you can try to follow along with this and it will work out. So you're going to create your line. You're just going to drag it out for now. We'll resize it. Press D for dimension. This point, the top of your top lid, I suppose you can call it. Oh, and we accidentally made it on the midplane. Don't do that. So let's create another line. You can press L for line. Escape to get out of your line. D for dimension. Point, top, and we'll make that about 44 millimeters. We want to dimension this point from this wall at 50 millimeters. We want to again go to offset and create a 3 millimeter offset. But instead of joining these two lines together, what we're going to do is drag them straight down. And then just to give it a little bit of extra room, we're going to dimension and make that wall 3 millimeters. Take your trim tool and just cut off that little leg if you want. And then drag out your circle of truth. Make sure everything fits, and it fits beautifully. So now that we have our ramps completely made, what we're going to need to do is make a little window for the dice to pop out of at the bottom. So it's going to come down, down, and it's going to land here and come out of the bottom. So all we have to do is just make two little lines. Hit, hit. You just go up from this point and over. And then you just dimension the top, and it will be a good height is somewhere around 30 to 35 millimeters. If you have like regular, I think they're called Chessex dice. That's what I used, and I also have a little bit bigger dice, and that also worked out, but I kind of split it even. I just went 32.5. Or if you're working in 0.2 millimeter increments, you can also go 32.4. Good for 3D printing. Now that we have all of our sketches completely done, what we're going to do is we are going to extrude them into the opposite wall. So highlight only your plank looking ones. Don't highlight your box or your circle. Plank, plank. This plank, sure, why not? Press E for extrude. And then for extent type, go to to object. Select your back wall. Change this to join. And now you can only kind of see it, but you've created two ramps and a little top lidded bridge area. And we're pretty much almost done with the actual dice towery part of it. So next you want to make sure that your sketch is still visible for your actual drawings of your ramps, because we want this box. And again, we want to highlight our box, extrude, go to extent type, to object, and just select your back wall up here and make sure it is on cut. And there you go. Now your dice will fall down, but then this is flat. It's not going to fall down onto that. So we have to make sure that's at a slight ramp. So let's do that. Now you're maybe thinking you can use a chamfer on the corner and bring it up, but that won't look very great. Instead, what you should do is use a tool called draft. So go to modify, draft. And this is a really confusing tool where it's going to angle one face based off of another face. And I can never remember what faces do what. So the only reason I'm going to know this is because I have the tower pulled up on the second screen. So what we're going to do is select our front face as our pull direction. And then the actual face we want to edit as our faces section. And you'll see a nice little circular radius come up. As you move it, you got a draft. And you can put it wherever you're happy. I found best for me was 15 degrees. And just press OK. And you can see now it's slightly sloped. And that's what we want. We don't want a super harsh slope. Now let's make sure that our sketch 3 is invisible, because we're going to create another sketch on this face, just so that way you can keep your sketches kind of organized. And this is going to be for the slot that comes out. So what we're going to do is create sketch, select our face. We're going to create some lines and just find the midpoint in this box. And you'll recognize the midpoint based on that triangle that pops up. Just draw it all the way across. And for this side, because there's no siding to it, we're going to have to create our own. So again, find your midpoint. Just go out 5 millimeters just so it's uniform, because the other side is also 5 millimeters. Just drag it straight down. Press enter. Finish our sketch. And we kind of have this U shape, so we're just going to select that. We're going to extrude. We're going to bring it out 35 millimeters. Again, to compensate for whatever size your dice is, 35 millimeters just seemed to work out good for me. Hit enter. And now we have like a little chute, and we're going to seal that chute up. So to do that, we're going to create a sketch on the top face of our little chute. And since our walls are 5 millimeters and our floor is 5 millimeters, we might as well just make this wall also 5 millimeters. So create a line, go from wall to wall. E for dimension, 5 millimeters. Now we just have to bring it up. Select our little bar face, E to extrude, extent type to object, select the top of one of your walls, make sure it's in join, and there we go. We're looking pretty good. Now everything's just a little bit rough around the edges, but the actual dice tower is done. You can print this out like this and it'll probably work, although there is one little chamfer you might want to do there, and we'll get to that, I think, right now, actually. Hey, what do you know? I was right. We get to it right now. So what you're going to do is you're going to select this corner right here, this edge. You're going to go to Modify, Chamfer. And what we're going to do is we're just going to bring this in a little bit, just so it doesn't have such a harsh drop-off. So that way it doesn't get stuck. And I found 5 millimeters is good, so where it's not clipping out of anything and it looks good. And then you just press OK. And now you really can just print this dice tower out and it'll be perfectly fine. But you know, we don't want sharp edges. We want it to look good and fancy and modern and minimalist. So we're going to round a bunch of stuff out. So what we're going to do is we are going to select all of our outside faces, all of our 4 corners of the actual vertical box, and then all of our faces for the chute. And you're going to go to fillet. All right, so I had to redo that a little bit. So here's all of your dimensioning for your fillet. So you want to select all of your edges for your chute. That's going to be 3 millimeters. Make sure it looks right. You want to select all of your top edges. Those are going to be 2.5 millimeters, just so that way the top bridge area here can actually fill it. And then finally, you want to select your 4 wall edges. Those are going to be 5 millimeters. And there you go. Your dice tower is completely done. Now, if you are worried about the inner box here fitting, you can go to Inspect, Section Analysis, select your side, pull it in a little bit. If you want to check your ramp, just go to the right, create a sketch on this wall, and you can use the circle method yet again. And as you can see, passes through absolutely no issues. If you want to hide your section analysis, and I learned this recently, you can just come up here to the little eyeball, and you can just let it go. And your dice tower is back. And again, this is going to be completely print in place. It's going to just come right up, and all of your overhangs, such as these ramps, are just going to bridge between the two walls. You have nothing to worry about. It's going to sag slightly at the bottom, but you are never going to see it. You can't see the bottom of these ramps. That's why we created this wall. It's going to look absolutely beautiful. And of course, don't forget to save your project. And just like that, you have one super sleek, super minimalistic, really great aesthetic dice tower that I love. I had a really good time making it. It was a whole lot of fun, and I learned a lot of things, like the circle trick. That was pretty neat. And if you guys really like this video, why don't you go down and like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think of the dice tower. I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for hanging out.